I gotta go 2 states over to get a hotel just to watch Jake upset, man. That's Esau applying pressure to you Israelites, man, because you have no way of releasing, man. You know, and driving you mad. How is Jake upset by the simplest and wickedest things, man? You know what I'm saying?
He's not mad about his rights being taken away.
Yeah, you're not mad. Yeah, you're not mad about his rights getting taken away.
He's not mad about inflation.
He's mad about corn, man.
You
know? You got it, bro.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 25, and verse 9. It says, the meek he will guide, Psalm 25 and 9, the meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his ways. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimony. And yeah, so like the brother going into it says, all the paths of the Lord are mercy. You see, so if you follow the path that the Lord has set for us, hey, at the end of that is mercy. You know, because the scriptures speak on the everlasting mercies of Yahweh, man. All right, so why would you want to go any other way? You know, and that's what, you know, we really have to beat into our people, you know, because, you know, like the scripture said, you know, Israel is stiff-necked, they're hard-headed, you know, so you got to beat it in them. Hey, bro, at the end of this tunnel, it's mercy, it's light, but the tunnel that you're going down is just straight darkness before eternity. You know, so how does that, literally, how does that make sense? Right. You know, but you're so consumed by, you know, everyday life, you know, activities. You know, you see, you know, the entertainers and the rappers, you know, the popular kids, you know, the women. You're blinded by that, not really considering, hey, bro, if I you know, put all of that to the side, now, bro, to a chapter. You know, making our bodies a living sacrifice, and then, hey, the Lord will, you know, He'll return that 100-fold. You know.
Yeah, Bauchai, you know, that goes into the gate. Bauchai, my brother can grab Matthew 7:13, because really that's what the officer really talking about. God, Jake, he's following what everybody else is gonna do. The scripture talks about how follow not a multitude to do wicked, or evil. You know, but we're not following after everybody, man. You know. Because we understand the way they're going is leading to death.
Yeah, and that's always been, you know, that whole follower, you know, that, you know, trailing behind somebody else, you know, who ain't right. That always been lame.
Yeah.
You know. But just like when the disciples seen Yahweh, what did it say they did? They dropped their net straight away.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Follow him.
You know why? Because the Spirit, you know, basically hauled on to him. That's how I felt when we came in.
Yeah.
Like the brother said, he was scrolling and just you know, stumbled across the videos, and his spirit was consumed, man. Yeah. You know, with the spirit of Yahweh Shah. And look at it, and years later, man. Yeah. You know, that's the importance of having some type of integrity in a world where nobody don't have no fucking integrity, man.
Right.
They just wondering. You know, the scriptures say whoever wanders, you know, out of the loosely paraphrase, whoever wanders about the spirit, you know, going to the congregation of the dead, you know. People are walking zombies out this motherfucker, man. They think it's okay and it's cool because they got fucking designer shoes and designer hoodies and shit. Right. No, nigga, you dead. Yeah. You know? That's what you're not considering. Yeah. You know? You think that yo, we at the end, man. You know? You think that you gonna be a fucking a great grandpa. We ain't got that long. Lord about to return, man.
Yeah. We people walking around wonderfully, man. Running to the wall and things that stuff that you in a dead-like state. Don't even realize it, man. Using your light. Your light is darkness, man. You use the darkness to guide you instead of the light. And here's the light. We're giving you the light. We're reading from it. This is your guide. This is the knowledge. This is the wisdom. This is the canon. Now, you good, brother. This is the wisdom. This is the guidance. This is the light that's going to lead us through all this darkness. That's why we can sort through certain things, man. you imagine picking through something, trying to pick your favorite pair of socks out in the dark?
Right.
Out of all the 100 pairs of socks in the drawer, you digging through it in the dark, and you trying to find your favorite pair? That's most of you jakes, man. And then come before us with mismatching socks. You see how that sounds? It sounds crazy, you know? You got it, bro.
I got it.
We got precept. You got it.
I got that Matthew 7.
You bring out your precept.
It's Ezekiel 12, verse 24. 25. For I am the Lord Yahweh, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass, and it shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word, and will perform it, saith the Lord Yahweh. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, there the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesieth of times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, it's going to happen, man. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. Everything he says is going to, who's going to turn it back? Who's going to stop it, man? Who's going to stop Yahweh Shah from changing his, whatever he's saying, man? That's why Esau's trying to get his word. Because he know that the Lord is a man of his word. Yeah. That's why he's trying to block out the sun, trying to count the stars, trying to measure the depths of the ocean. Why? Because he knows that the Lord is going to do away with the Israelites. Yeah. If he did, if he could. But the Lord also knows he got Esau on the trick bag that he know he can't do it. You know? All these things is for us, man. You know? So the Lord is not a man that he should lie. All these that he said he's going to promise, that he said he's going to do for us, he's going to do it. You know? And Lord and behold, everything that the Lord has said all the way to this point is happening. Prophecy is walking before us, man. World War III, famine, rumors of wars, earthquakes, pestilence, all these things, man. Yeah. You know, the MOTB, brothers already mentioned it. It's around the corner. We saw just conditioning everybody to get ready to take it.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah.
You know, it's here, man. It's people who already got it in them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's here, but the level to where it's going to get isn't here yet, man.
Yeah.
You know, look at how many videos, you know, that brothers have done on the mark of the beast. Right. Knowing what it is and going in depth into, you know, not taking it. You know, and why you shouldn't take it. You know, and what it goes back to. But it's still gonna be people who take it. Yeah. You know, that's why his word is only for a select few. What the brother's about to go into when you read Matthew 7 chapter.
Yeah. It's Matthew 7, verse 13. Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Yeah,
a lot of 2/3. That's a lot of Israelites, man. That's going to lead and follow each other to death and destruction, man. Yeah. This is what we're trying to tell you, Israelites. If you can hear it, if you got ears to hear it, you're going to be like, oh, but how should I should start getting myself together.
Yeah.
I should be building up my spirit. I should be trying to find favor in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah, but when you go into that word straight, when that precept, it goes into position of difficulty. Yeah. You know, in which majority of people is not okay with being in a difficult situation. You know, they want to be comfortable. You know, they want to be, you know, okay in a society where it's not meant for you to be okay. Yeah. That's why you're never comfortable here, Jay. You know? But like brother going into enter ye in at the straight gate. That position difficulty which all of us brothers are currently walking at, man. You know? This truth ain't, you know, just laid out. You know, it's just a path full of roses and daisies. Yeah. You know, that you just gotta skip over. No, man, it's water on one side, deep treacherous water, and it's fire on the other one, man. Yeah. You know, and it's easy to stumble over. Look at top of water. Yeah. Look at your dive. Yeah. Where those guys at?
Right.
Were they not out here teaching the scriptures with us? Where them guys at now? Why? Because they didn't consider it. They didn't count the cost. They wanted to be followers. You know, they wanted to have a name in a system that's not set up for you to have a fucking name, man.
Nothing out here is gonna benefit you, man. This is what we're trying to emphasize, man. This is why we have the scripture, man. That's why it's called the comfort, man. Because it's meant to comfort us in these harsh and treacherous times, man. You know? What you got? Continue on that.
Matthew 7, verse 14, because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Yeah, it's few that find it, man. That's why if you got the truth, you got the truth, you know how much mercy the Lord had on you for you to receive this, man? You know, that's why, hey, the bishop at the end of camp last week was saying, man, you really got to give thanks to the Lord every day about everything, man. This ain't something light. Because not everybody's going to get it. People walk past the camp, they see the video, they probably got the best of all. They pass the camps, they see the video that same day. The Lord might just keep showing it and showing it and showing it to them, and they still won't get it. Versus your spirit, you were able to receive it because the Lord had mercy upon you. You know? But yeah, this is the way that's going to lead to life. Really, this is the living waters. This is how we live it, man. You really start to live. That's why when people say they going through something, now you ain't going through nothing versus what we going through. So we go through way harsher stuff than most of these people out here go through, you know? Because we got the truth. We know the truth. You know? So I was going to lay that let that be the last scripture. I'm going to step down that and burn the spirit.
As the road's going into that scripture, as the streets get tighter, yeah, as things get tighter, you're going to see what less and less of 100% truth of on the internet. You might see a video from IUIC and then breaking down the MOT to the D-wrong, but you're not going to find that whole pearl, man. Okay, you know, and that's Esau's plan. Okay, this week on the 13th, you had it to where Esau basically brought forth the digital ID to YouTube. He also brought it to Spotify over there in the United Kingdom. So if you're below the age of 13, okay, then your parents have to check on your Spotify to what you're listening to. Also, you have it to on TikTok. Now there's actually age verification in the United States. If you're 13 or above, okay, in order to log on to TikTok, man. So things are coming to a head as Esau brings forth this new order. And that all goes hand in hand with the Revelation the 12th chapter. That also goes hand in hand with Revelation the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. The scripture says what the devil rejoices. You haven't seen that go in the most admiration of the sea, for the devil cannot hunt every great wrath because he knows he has but a short time. Esau knowing he has but a short time, seeing his great exceeding army, okay, raised up here upon the earth in latter days, you know, he's going to have to enforce these draconian laws of the legislation. That's why you see things down there in DC. That's why you see the family of the word. That's why you see basically the start of Jacob's trouble. When you're the start of Jacob's trouble, okay, and, you know, it's going to really start ramping up, you know, because even in these cities, you know, these civil wars, race wars, okay, you can see it because people, so there's a court case for the United States government for the people who they're arrested in DC. You see like fucking 20 days, and then you see one fucking people like, all the days is like straight thugs, man, you know, and they'll list the crimes, you know, invasion of police, robbery, murder, so on and so forth. So they're painting that picture. You know, the accusers like brethren. Yeah, let me grab the reference code. Grab the Revelation 12:10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. Yeah, that also shows that salvation on earth is the kingdom of our power, man. And who's the accuser of who's Jacob's brother? Only brother T, man. Okay, you know, our evil twin brother, man. You know, it says, for the and the power of his Mashiach. So that shows that there's certain spirits here upon the earth for salvation here upon earth.
says, which accused them before our powers day and night.
Yeah, Esau accused them to our powers, okay, the FBI case, man. They have linked posted things on the accusing Jake of murder, but yet you're putting the dungeon victims. You're putting the dungeon victims, man. You have painted the image of so-called neighborhood second-hand American across the world, dangerous stuff. Yeah, our people know the law. Okay, you understand that. But you, made this monster around the world to describe our people. To the point where Jake doesn't even look at himself in the mirror and see that he could be a part of, look, Jake tried to bow down to a white god, okay, and it worked in cases. Even over there in Japan, okay, the Japanese say black face and they put those big red lips on them when they go on national television, act like this, man. Okay, so typically the last stuff of the world, but the boys gonna come back and restore his people. Alright? So I say that to say this, that when the family war happens, there's gonna be a lot of demonization, all this because you're not gonna be able to actually find 100% truth on YouTube. You're not gonna, you might have to find like a back website, probably like what's that like it's like where the M company they put up on their videos. You talking about very close? Yeah, close. You might have to like find like they were looking when pop up and type it like enemy grid. So you might be able to find some videos on there, but even then that's gonna be scary because these start going from this word. Okay?
And even they gonna do away with the internet.
Yeah.
It ain't like when all hell breaking loose, you gonna try to go to Starbucks. Yeah, you get a Wi-Fi signal, or you in the library and shit trying to watch videos. like, bro, it's too late at that point. You trying to what is it called? Binge upon that. Like, nah, bro, it ain't gonna work like that, man. And that's why John 9:4. Yeah, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day, because the night cometh when no man can work. And what's that night? And that terror, that darkness, the coming of Yahweh Shai, man. Where you ain't gonna be able to freely access the internet, or freely access the brothers that's around you and who you know. That's why look at shit like this, man. Bro, we at the end, bro. Self-driving cars in Atlanta and the metro cities. Yeah, they ain't put them out in the country where it's barely cars. They put them in the metro areas, man, where it's hella traffic. Right, where it's too many cars. We at the end. And Jake was trying to, like they always procrastinate, and try to bend and bend the truth. And it's gonna be late, man. It's gonna be too late.
Yeah, even then, he's talking about having you have to buy certain parts of it. He does that with Twitter. Twitter's on the street. That's when you make it make it up. If you already have to pay for it, then Esau might say, well, for the whole app, for all access, you got to get 20. Yeah, exactly. Because why? Who owns fucking X? Elon Musk. So yeah, man, and the head, bro, and the head.
So it used to be Twitter used to be totally free.
Yeah.
Now then they started when Elon took over. You had to buy the check mark to be verified, like digital ID. And then what else? It's just certain shit where
You can't download videos.
you can't download them. Unless you verify. Yeah, see, I got an account, so I don't think I can watch it. See? That goes to show you everything is going towards that digital, monetized state, man.
Even on YouTube. So YouTube has two different types of subscriptions now. You still have it where you can have an app. You can pay for $10 where you can do one where you can download videos for $18. I said, man, this thing is like that. Bro, then they're going to download videos for free. So I'm not wasting up my data. And I'm like, I got to pay $18 for it.
What's up?
You can get my phone and take the space. Then you gotta add money to your app to put space in it. It's all a practice. This whole system is yeah, it went up. Yeah.
Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land.
Yeah, so there's going to be a time where there's not going to, well, there's actually a famine, but there's going to be a time where the famine will that word. You know, going back into going back to what the officer brought out, the Isaiah 36. You know, wisdom, knowledge, yeah, I told you, salvation.
It says, not a famine of bread or a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, you could give it a word, you know, okay, what the Lord has in store here upon the planet Earth. And when officers come to the Christian, you reject it, man. All right? Because the men, we're out there every single week. You know, we're we promise the Heavenly Father, man. You know, we're out here speaking the truth. To the point where you walk around, you see Davis in a stupid mindset, you're like, damn, what you preaching? Hurry up with this. So kill these niggas to bring them back. It's like, damn, like, Jake, you would rather sit down there and be oppressed, fucking go down and eat Wendy's, the fucking 4 for $4 biggie bag, instead of worrying about the Lord and Savior, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And but that's what you know, our Lord got these people in the big bag. You know, doing this doesn't seem, you know, comfortable. You know, just standing out on Saturday afternoon, you know, teaching the Bible. You know, got garments on. It don't seem. That's why you know what that Corinthians. Yeah, the wisdom of this life, wisdom of this world.
Most times I deal with God with the Lord, story back up. You know, they deal a lot of talking cancer, talking.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically new like YNs, man. At work, there's a guy who came to me the scripture of Paul, you know, and I'm not saying too much, I'm just what he's saying, you know, but he's like, well, who's YN? Like, he was like a church master work, and like, how can you possibly say, my mind, I'm like, yeah, like, talking about the church master, but, you know, these people, they don't really fully grasp what the hell is about to happen when it comes to the world order. But, you know, so what are y'all about to find out? Paul and others, they've given us and told us about things that happen. Told us that he's going to be a madman, not sparing anyone. Okay, because he's going to those that fear watch. They're telling us about him coming down wrath and on his own. They haven't seen this earth, you're going to see a completely different side of this so-called white man that they haven't seen in years. In years, dude, Esau's tucked his tail. So he's still, you know, a fight, you know. But now that's really getting exposed to social media as well. You know, you have videos of these parents that are coming out and calling fake niggas. Okay, you on the internet, you on the internet comments, man. It's got different races in it, man. You know? So, that's all.
I got people that going into, you know, how basically there's no thing, you know, son. You know, because it's been a time where the word of the Lord, you know, wasn't readily available like it is now. You know, to where, you know, it's easy access to pull out your phone or the YouTube or whatever. Yeah. But this is 1 Samuel chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, and the child Samuel ministered to the Lord Yahweh before Eli. And the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision.
There's no information. Those are perfect you know, you go to 1 Samuel chapter 1, even that chapter, the Lord calling Samuel, and Eli said, you know, you can't do it 3 times, you know, the Lord call you again and say, you know,
Yeah.
here I am, Lord, you know. So it's the important time where the Lord only speaks to men, you know, that could possibly be part of that 11th number, man.
Yeah.
All right? And you got to seek these men up to the point of Isaiah 13:12, and say, well, he'll make a man will person to find gold. But why are those men precious? Is it because something that they've done by the book? No, it's all the world that heaven fallen. And these are hand-picked experience at the beginning of time. Do this work now. Okay, so they can be delivered. In Revelation, what's that? The 30? So let's turn to, you know, give a order to the prophet. You know, because you're thinking 70 AD, okay, those who mocked the prophet Yahweh, okay, they were just, you know, perfectly fine. Let's say, Yahweh like this year, you know, probably 40, 50 that time. You're going to know, oh, well, this is what the Lord is talking about, you know. So, and these same spirits are back here again today, you know. Same scoffers, mockers, they're still back, okay, to receive their turn as well. As the prophets come back to receive their judgment, which would be, you know, salvation. Right? And that's how you know that the reward, you know, it kind of starts on this side in a way, because you're going to have an advantage Because we're gonna have what the name of the Heavenly Father. All right, and works behind it, bro. You know, works behind it. You know, it's heavy. Because the Lord's not gonna answer someone trying to do the work. You know?
Proverbs 18:10, it says, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe.
Yeah, okay, right now it's time to run to the house of the place, man. You know, it's a strong tower. Alright? And sit at the table and drink. Alright? So it's all saying, here's the Lord prepared the table and explain to my hey, this is the table. Here's what you eat on the table, man. You know, as the brother's going into, okay, he spies, okay, and there's plenty of these envelopes being passed around to build these men up for this time, man. You're not going to have access to the other fucking car. You're not going to have type in what is the 666 mark, and you're actually going to find a video, which is terrifying, really, when you think about it, because that's our comfort. You know, our comfort is logging into YouTube and say, oh, okay, well, that brother uploaded it, okay, we watch that. And you know, in your mind, like, oh, okay, you know, as soon as you get off work, I'm looking at my YouTube. I can watch it because it's comfort. You know, knowing that the word is still around, all right? But it's going to be even more when the promise on the past as well, because that means the Lord is healing on the earth.
I brought it out to Brother Point about getting the word while it's good, because it says the name of the Lord is a strong tower, and he says righteous shall run into it. So if you don't have a name in your name, and you can't go on YouTube like the brother is saying, and go to the library and research, you don't have a name, then there's no protection for you in your faith, because you don't even know the name. All right? And it's somewhat simple as calling the Lord his true name as opposed to Jesus Christ, because he's the difference in us. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. The nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. Time of the dead, that they should be judged. There you go, judge. It says, and that thou shouldst give reward unto thy servants, the prophets. And the prophets get the reward, okay, and the word comes back to this inheritance. That comes to what? The family word, as they're going into. And you see these small steps into that reward. Okay, but we got to stand stiff for the name of Jehovah behind the whole time. Going back to the second episode. Because we're not going to have access. We're going to have access to brothers. The brothers are still going to be around. The brothers are still going to have the breakup. We're going to take it over, right? The Lord has made us focus on the word before the evil days. It says, and to the saints, to them that fear thy name. Right now. All right? You're saying, seek the Lord while he may be found before the evil days come up. When you're going to I have no faith in him. So us seeking Heavenly Father now will benefit us in the long run. Yeah? No, you go ahead. And people, they can't see that right now. And that goes to show you IUIC. That you do have to have a name. And that ultimately goes to show you that you don't fear the Lord, because you don't teach in the name. And those of them that have the fear of the name, the fear of what name? How about you there all the time? The Heavenly Father and the Son. So if you're not teaching about the name, then you don't have that fear, man. And you won't receive that reward unless you repent. Lord, you're not supposed to say, best to everything. You're not going to put the wrong name on the person and give it to them. Right. It's different. The name is very important. That's like giving Michael Jordan, not Jordan, but, hypothetically giving Michael Jordan, rings, and it's Jordan spelled wrong on the ring. No, man, the Lord's very particular how he wants things and how to do it. Yeah. And how to work with it as well. If you're saying, the mountains with the married woman, what Esau has it where he's trying to get rid of the actual Bible off the face of the planet, man. He's really trying to delete our fucking history, man. Alright? You know, all the things our forefathers did, he's trying to erase it, but he's trying to make it these pseudoscientists alive, saying that civilization started with the Greeks. You know, that was a lie, man. You know? Not all comes with the family record, because Esau can usually go on the internet and censor certain books that have certain history on it as well, man. And this family word, it's been going back for years, because remember in like, 2018, 2019, you had net neutrality. You know, this thing has really been building up, okay, over time, and now Esau's ready for strike. You know, scriptures call him a lion, okay, Psalm 17 chapter, you know, and you know, he's in the cut, and he's ready to count for split. All right?
That's how 1 Peter 5 and 8, that boy lying, I think about the opposite by the friend. And because that was a great point, you know, that the brother made. You know, because before a lion attacks his prey, he dies. Yeah. You know? And then when he gets to that the prey gets to that most vulnerable position, then the lion attacks. Yeah. You know, that's why Esau, the so-called white man, is likened to a lion as well. You know, because he's like the brother mentioned, the net neutrality. That was a move that Esau made years ago. You know, they're just now taking effect now. You know? So that's how Esau moves through gradualism, man. So you really can't, of course you can't recall every single thing that he's done. You know? But we do see how this devil is moving. You know? Now you got it, bro. Like, bro, you don't see all these guards facing one direction.
And you don't see that no yellow line divided inside of the river. Anyway, this 1 Peter 5 and verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about seeking whom he may devour.
Esau, he's doing that, man. Okay, he's crouching and he's waiting to come. And how Esau's doing it now, he's kind of doing like a regulator, because he has control over the internet. You know, not all the information that comes out, but he has control actually delivering against that internet filters and so on and so forth. But how he has it is that he's limiting these companies. So now, all right, you can't say, well, it's a law. Okay, these internet service providers are going to get in a league with the digital ID as well. Okay, in order for you to grab 18, you have to be 13 above, and you got to put your ID in, and so on and so forth. You're going to have to pay for even access to certain parts of the internet. Okay, or even when it comes down to you can run the internet, but now you have the digital ID attached to it. So how much more MSN, how much more Instagram, how much more Facebook, and so on and so forth. Google, yeah. Imagine that. Esau's going to try to charge you, okay, for a digital ID to fucking hop on Google, bro.
Yeah, 360 deal.
Literally, because that microphone, that 360, man.
Yeah. And then it's like, you know, but, you know, even with the word system, yeah, you know, even, you know, those have to use certain code words, you know, when we do our lessons, those to show you that the devil is watching. Yeah. You know? You got something?
Can I read it in a different translation?
Oh, yeah, God.
First Peter 5.
Probably gonna close up after this.
Okay. 1 Peter 5 and 8 in the BBE, it says, be serious and keep watch. The evil one who is against you goes about like a lion with open mouth in search of food.
That's hungry, man.
Walk around with his mouth open, so really will devour. So it says, sober minded, be vigilant, like watch. Because the devil comes down, you brought it out earlier, Revelation 12, he's coming down with great wrath because he knows that we have a short time.
Yeah.
So when this devil knows he have a short time, he starts throwing the whole creature sinker, you know, hoping some stick. Yeah. So you got to be sober, you got to be vigilant in these last days, man. Because you know, not being aware of what's around you, of these women, not discerning. Yeah. Okay. Trusting in the so-called white man, you're going to be devoured, man. He's seeking, he's walking around seeking, praying that he may devour you. He's looking to devour you. He ain't like Esau just going to stumble upon you and go, oh. Nah, he's looking, but all right.
Yeah. And off by saying, Father, Lord, Yahweh, yeah, I had